He set the warehouse on fire just so we'd have to throw the fire grenades?
That were completely ineffective, ironically enough.
He set the fire just so we'd put it out? Why'd he do that?
To make one of us kill him.
It was a trap.
A trap?
Preparing the poison. Creating a reason for us to throw the poison. It was all a setup by Nagito.
Mm-hmm.
It was all a trap to make one of us throw the poison grenade.
But nobody knows who it is.
Seriously.
Like, how can we even know?
I'm asking you who threw it.
I don't know. The person who threw it probably didn't know either.
Exactly.
Huh? Could it be... Was that Nagito's trap?
So you got a 1 in 5 guess, or 6?
This wasn't an intentional murder. This was a murder that Nagito forced someone to do.
Yep.
And for that reason, he put the fire grenade that he filled with poison with the other grenades.
Indeed.
Setting up a murder nobody can solve. That was Nagito's true goal.
He wanted someone to inherit his ultimate? Question mark?
What? What the hell?
Nagito did not commit murder. Instead, he manipulated someone else into killing him?
Nagito, you crazy.
To do that, he set a trap to force someone to kill him. The poison grenade and the fire were traps. That's why the curtain was the fire's origin point.
Huh. So the fire wouldn't kill him.
All the fire grenades we threw at the curtain shattered once they fell to the floor.
Oh.
Because of that, Nagito, who was laying face up on the floor, was able to breathe in the dense poison.
Nagito, you crazy.
And then...
He died.
Hold on. If that's true, you can't say the poison was the cause of death.
Wasn't it, though?
It might be the poison's fault he let go of the spear, but the actual cause of death could be either one.
Well, I mean, the poison says it kills instantly.
Even so, the poison is what caused him to let go of the spear.
And then theoretically, that the person that threw the poison caused him to kill himself.
That's right. Nagito's killer is the one who made him breathe the poison.
Shut up, Hanako.
Are you fucking serious?
That was his trap all along.
An unsolvable crime.
Even the wounds all over his body. It was all to mess with the evidence for what actually happened. His true goal was creating a murder that nobody can solve.
Except the ultimate lucky student.
He wanted to prove to us that there are mysteries that just can't be solved with educated guesses.
You need luck.
He probably expected that his fake suicide would be found out. After all, a mystery that can be solved is destined to be solved in the end. However, he also prepared a mystery that couldn't be solved.
Okay.
As you solve mysteries and bolster your hope, a huge mystery comes along and slaps you in your faces.
Like the mystery of the island.
For those of you who believe there are no unsolvable mysteries, that is when you finally taste despair.
Did he want us to taste despair? Do you think he's trying to bring the ultimate despair in to bolster the ultimate hope or whatever?
Meaning, he used all of the prior class trial verdicts to prepare this trick.
By us having something to solve?
Not all mysteries can be solved. Such a devious trick he played on you, as expected of Nagito.
So did he tell you his plan, Monokuma? I think so.
That's totally messed up. That's so fucked up.
The only way this can be solved is with luck, theoretically.
It is my fault, because I told you all about the fire grenades.
Well...
I am so sorry. Please vote me as the killer.
Huh.
That's not the fucking issue here.
It's not Miss Sonia's fault. This is all Nagito's doing.
But what should we do? How can we even figure out who the killer is?
Can we?
It's impossible.
with that attitude.
Impossible?
Nagito wanted to create a scenario where we couldn't make a decision. That's why we're at an impasse.
However, Monokuma also does not know who the killer is, right?
I mean, I guess he does.
That's right. There's no way he'd be able to figure that out with just his surveillance cameras.
Theoretically, you could just trace where the bottle is.
If Monokuma doesn't know, his trial doesn't count. Isn't that right?
Huh.
You know, I don't actually need stuff like cheap-ass surveillance cameras or whatever.
How do you know then?
I know perfectly well what's happening on this island at all times. I know you used the bathroom 3 times yesterday, Sonia.
That's creepy.
And one of those visits seemed to take a while.
What?
Please stop! I will never become queen!
Really?
How can you? I'm so jealous. I mean,
Guys
how
are
could you
raging.
have such an awful power?
So, of course this trial still counts. Do your very best to guess who the killer is.
What's your very best? A 1 in 5 or 6 chance? I think there's 5 of us left or 6.
Yes, he says.
I don't even remember.
How the hell are we supposed to do that?
Is giving up all we can do?
Isn't it?
No, it's too early to give up.
Well, what can we do, Chiaki?
Is there any way to figure out who the killer is?
Even though it's just a hunch, it's possible that it's probably...
Huh.
There's one way, I think.
How do you figure, Chiaki?
Really? Hey, is it alright if we look at Nagito's crime one more time from the beginning?
I suppose.
I want to make sure my hunch is correct. Hajime, please.
Oh, we're doing the closing statements or whatever?
I got it. Let's do this then.
Yep. Closing argument. What was inside Nagito's refrigerator? Well, I mean the poison. This looks like it might fit there, but it's probably not. Right before switching the poison. This. Yeah, there we go. Music. Throwing grenades. Putting duct tape. The plushie is ready. Fire grenades are placed inside the break room. Let's be on the Monokuma foot panel. Soul body wasn't tied up, that'd be the burnt rope. How did you support the spear? That's the beam. Order to hurt himself? No? Okay. Oh, was it this? Yeah. So he didn't alert everybody. Okay. It's not a bomb, it's fireworks, the poison shattered grenade. Into the warehouse was Nagito's message. The poison. This isn't the final stock. Okay, that's the end. Sneak attacking my left hand with the knife. Sneak attacking? What? Okay, well, I think it's just the poison at the start, right? That's not final stock either. Okay then. Sprinklers activate. Extra careful in performing switcheroos. Grab the spear cord with my left hand. I'll tie the burned rope onto my right hand. Just placing the break room, the fire grenade. It's beyond the Monokuma panel. I don't think it's any of those. His whole body wasn't tied up. Or do you support the spear? Should be less stuck? Yeah. Lots of fire grenades. Here. Let's line up the Monokuma panels. Let's put this oil lighter here. Oh yeah, the oil lighter.
Here's everything that happened in this
Gets knocked
case.
over by the Monokuma panels.
The person who actually arranged this incident was the victim, Nagito Komaeda.
Because he's a crazy man.
He kept a specific item inside his cottage that he needed for his plan.
He's poison.
Monokuma's special poison, which he brought with him from the Octagon.
Most likely.
Using the gloves and gas mask that he got from the military base, Nagito swapped the contents of a fire grenade he took from the plushie factory break room with that poison. When he did that, a specific item was left as evidence, the blue aluminum seal on the grenade.
I'm surprised he left that so carelessly. But maybe he wanted to give us a glimmer of hope.
With that, Nagito finished making the poisoned fire grenade, took it with him to the factory,
Place to thrust them.
and put it back with the rest of the grenades in the break room.
Nippers.
The next morning, Nagito appeared before us and declared that he hid a bomb somewhere.
Huh.
While we were looking for the bomb, that's when Nagito headed over to the goods warehouse.
He started doing things.
In order to set up a fire, Nagito arranged the Monokuma panels in a line going from the door to the curtain and placed an oil lighter in front of it. From there, Nagito set his insane plan in motion.
Quite insane.
First, he hung the spear that he took from Nezumi Castle from the ceiling girder by its cord. Then he tied his arms and legs at the back of the warehouse with rope. However, he burnt off the rope on his right arm beforehand.
So we could do it.
In doing so, he made sure that only his right hand was free, while his remaining arm and legs were tied up. As he gripped the tip of the rope hanging over the ceiling girder with his left hand, he lay down face up, just beneath the dangling spear. But this was just the beginning of Nagito's plan. And then, he did something no one could have predicted.
Tortured himself.
First, he covered his mouth with duct tape, and after making sure he was unable to scream,
Jesus.
he stabbed himself with the knife multiple times in his left arm and in both of his thighs.
And he didn't do it as much in his arm because... yeah.
Finally,
Jesus.
he propped the knife on the plushie and slammed his right hand onto the blade. He didn't just want us to think he was tied up. He also wanted us to think he'd been tortured. Through all this, Nagito never let go of the spear.
Which is pretty impressive.
His plan still wasn't over. In fact, it was just about to begin.
Yippers.
Meanwhile, we finally arrived at the plushie factory and found Nagito's message.
He told us to go to the warehouse.
After seeing his message, we instantly made our way to the warehouse. But that was part of Nagito's plan.
Of course it was.
We opened the door to the warehouse, which inadvertently started the Monokuma panel domino effect.
And fire.
Panels fell one after another until they reached the lighter, tipped it over, and ignited the curtain. Shocked by the sudden fire, we rushed to the factory's break room to obtain some fire-extinguishing grenades.
I wonder what the ending thing's gonna be. Is it gonna be Nagito? Or is it just gonna stay like, who knows?
We then aimed for the fire's origin point, which was the curtain, and unloaded the entire supply. It never occurred to us that one of those grenades was the poison grenade that Nagito had prepared.
I mean, of course we wouldn't think that. Splash.
The poison sank to the floor, instantly vaporizing due to the intense heat, and spread everywhere.
Indeed.
The poison gas quickly drifted to the curtain at the back of the warehouse, where Nagito was.
And killed him.
Also, Monokuma's poison has a unique quality in which it becomes heavier than air when vaporized. That poison gas completely surrounded the area where Nagito lay face up on the floor. There, Nagito inhaled the poison, and if it didn't instantly kill him, he certainly lost consciousness.
Which then made the spear go out.
Which caused him to let go of the rope in his left hand, and the falling spear plunged into his stomach.
And drip.
This is all the information related to Nagito's plan. His true intention was to set one of us up as the killer.
And one
At
of
this
us
time, we
have
still don't
info.
know who the killer is, because the killer wasn't aware they killed someone.
Indeed.
Try as we might, we cannot reach that truth. That was Nagito's trap.
Or can we? Apparently Chiaki has a plan.
In conclusion, the fact that we can't determine the killer's identity
Not a Jimmy.
this should be the truth behind Nagito's trap.
Pretty much.
How about it, Chiaki? Will that help you figure out who the killer is?
What you mean?
Chiaki?
Do you know it's you or something, Chiaki?
Just as I thought. It's impossible, isn't it?
You say we just have to vote for someone?
Too bad we don't have the ultimate lucky student.
What Hajime said is probably true. That's part of the reason why I thought it was a little strange.
Huh?
Did Nagito really not care who the killer was?
I mean, how could he?
He said this to us earlier.
Oh, he wanted the traitor to be the killer. There's no way Hope can lose.
That feeling of belief is at the heart of his trick.
So he thought we could solve the unsolvable crime.
He believed we'd notice the fire grenades. He believed we'd try to extinguish the flames. And he believed we'd fall into his trap. By believing in us, Nagito was able to put his life-threatening plan into effect.
Okay.
What do you mean, believe?
And what's wrong with that?
There's one more thing, remember? Something that Nagito believed in from the bottom of his heart.
That hope can conquer despair, no matter what.
I want you to try to remember what that is.
Me?
Damn it!
Yeah, I didn't think so. I'm just like, what? Oh, his talent,
See!
I forgot about that for a second.
Nagito believed in his talent as the ultimate lucky student.
Huh. You're so damn crazy, Nagito.
Guess the last thing he could believe in was his own talent.
That's not so strange, really. Most of us here have been relying on the same thing.
Look.
But, in his case, it was pretty remarkable, wasn't it? It almost seemed like he had blind faith in it.
Well, I guess he's saying that we've all been relying on our own ultimate talents.
You're right. The same thing happened when he cleared the final dead room at the funhouse.
Yeah, he just had blind faith in his ultimate luck. Swing the cylinder, point it towards you, and pull the trigger. So you really did it. Ah, that's how you're supposed to play it? Nah, I'm just gonna use 5, because I'm freaking Nagito Kamita. I mean, what else can you have but blind faith in the talent of ultimate luck, really, though? Yep. Indeed. First killing happened at the old building near the hotel. Huh. True. Interesting. So, does he believe in his luck still? That we'll be able to figure this out? That ultimate hope can conquer ultimate despair? Even though he's gone? Yep, he was lucky because that's what he wanted.
But his luck doesn't have anything to do with the case this time, right?
I suppose.
I just thought it was strange that it doesn't connect to anything.
I mean, he believes in his luck that we can get through this, theoretically.
He factored in his belief in us, but for some reason he didn't factor in his own luck.
Didn't he, though?
No, there's no way. I mean, this is Nagito we're talking about.
What did he do?
Huh.
You know, he wasn't just after anybody.
He was after the traitor. But, good point, Chiaki.
He probably had a target. A target he was aiming for all along. A person to set up as the killer.
And he set up the traitor as the killer through his ultimate luck.
A target? Who?
The target's true identity. Even Nagito didn't know it.
Yep.
That's why he relied on being the ultimate lucky student, and incorporated that luck into his plan. As long as he had his luck, he believed the target he was after would pick up the fire grenade.
Yep.
You mean he left his plan to luck?
Of course, isn't that so Nagito, though, Sonia?
He risked his life for that?
He probably risked his life just so his ultimate luck could decide this.
Who is it? Who's the target Nagito is after?
It's obvious as the traitor, Jimmy. Yeah.
I see!
That's it? The traitor. Nagito was after the traitor, huh?
Yep.
Then he relied on his luck to weed out the traitor?
Pretty much.
Nagito didn't know who the traitor was until the very end. All he could do was rely on his own luck.
Did he know at the end?
Then what he said in his video message.
Was bunk. Sure you did, bud.
So he was just bluffing.
That's probably true. By that point, his plan should have already been in motion.
Pretty much. Weed out the traitor. Huh.
But if he just wanted to out the traitor, he didn't have to go this far and make that person the killer.
Didn't he, though?
Damn it! We're all in a huge bind because of that!
I mean, we wouldn't have investigated the traitor as much if we didn't have to. That's what he wanted us to do. He wants us to investigate the traitor right now.
It means he wants us to beat the traitor.
Pretty much.
By finding out who the traitor is, our hopes will shine even brighter by overcoming that despair.
You're sounding like Nagito Kazuichi.
That's something he'd say.
Yep. Hey, Monami, how you doing, bud?
Monami, it looks like you've got something you want to say. But you better just keep your mouth shut.
And that concludes my argument. Nagito's plan was to make the traitor kill him. What are you gonna do? Are you guys gonna believe me?
I mean, it's the best thing we have to go off of. Yep, sounds very Nagito.
The only thing we can do is believe.
Yep.
If we don't, then we'd just be relying on our luck when we cast our votes.
Indeed.
But even if we do believe, what should we do?
We gotta figure out who the traitor is.
I mean, if we don't know who the target is, there's no way we can even vote.
We just gotta believe in his luck.
You are absolutely right. It is hard to think the traitor would reveal themselves now.
Yeah, if they haven't, with all the bombs and such.
If, by chance, the traitor revealed themselves during that bomb scare, what would have happened?
I don't know.
Would it have stopped Nagito from acting so reckless?
I honestly don't feel like any of these guys are really a traitor, but
Huh?
I suppose someone is.
But they couldn't help it. Even if they wanted to reveal themselves, they couldn't do it
Because they didn't know they're the traitor.
because they weren't created to do that.
Huh?
Chiaki?
Created?
What's wrong, Chiaki? Get a hold of yourself!
Are you saying Monami's the traitor?
That's why I want you guys to guess.
Guess.
You want us to guess?
Yeah, I want you to guess.
Huh.
What? What does that mean?
Who do you think it is, Hajime?
I have no idea. I think it could be you. Like, the best thing I have to go off of, really, is right here. Oh, but I can't see inside it. But there was something that was... Oh, am I? Sorry. I don't think I can really turn myself up. I tried to turn the game down a bit. Maybe I'll just try to speak a bit louder. But yeah, in the diary it said that... Basically was said as though it was Chiaki. I don't want Chiaki to be the traitor.
Who do you think the Future Foundation sent to infiltrate your group as the traitor?
Why?
A traitor who's not allowed to think that they're different from everyone else.
What?
Why?
A traitor who can only interact with everyone as a traitor.
What do you mean?
Why?
Because that's the nature of their existence. They can only exist as a traitor.
Huh.
Seriously, why?
How can they only exist as a traitor?
Who do you think is the traitor?
I'm gonna save. I feel like I'm gonna have to choose. Well, I guess... There's also Byakuya, who could only really exist as a traitor because of his talent. The Monica will forge the traitor's profile. Looking at this one to identify who the traitor is. But Byakuya wasn't in there, so... Huh.
Hajime, please.
Please indict you. I'm the traitor. So is it gonna give... Okay, yeah, I can't do Monami. Honestly, the only thing I have to go off is Chiaki.